Okay, I'm gonna start recording because it's getting down in the wire. Alright, so I have all the stuff done on the EVs, the SSBOs and whatnot. Okay, so I got my human, it's running, oops, and press the B button, he starts to blend, and it's seamless, but except for the translation stuff, but you know how that goes. The only weird issue is my Teddy isn't showing up, but yeah, I feel like that wasn't the main thing for this demo anyway. So I guess let's get down to it. I have the animation manager, have references to these blend animations as well as the two animations that you start from. So in the animation thing, you initialize the blend animation with both of them, give it the type, and then you set the skin, and the skin has a reference. I'll go through that later. Alright, so the blend animation, come on man, kidding me? Oh my god, what are you trying to do? This was happening earlier. I was trying to use find all references and it was just totally screwing me. Okay, so the blend animation, these SSBOs, I don't use all of them. Those are just artifacts, but I basically use if I can go to my animation.h. Well, maybe I do use that. Right, well, whatever. You initialize it, and then you set all the SSBOs that you can set that, like, you're just gonna fill in, or you set them off because you don't set any of them in the update, right? And then each blend animation has two animations, which each have their own SSBOs, and they blend animation. Sorry, I'll do the animations. Oh, I did it again. Second nature. Oh my gosh. Alright, so all this is just setting all the data from the file. Each frame bucket I added an SSBO to for the bones, just so that when you do this process animation, you get the frame. You calculate the TS. You find the compute shader that you want to use, set it to active, get the location, add the TS there, and then you take the world. Where are my shaders? Here we go. So for this one, it's the two bones. Basically, you blend in between using slurp and lerp, right? I added this if it index 80, give the identity matrix because it wasn't working with the ones that you use later. To try to do the what's it called, where the bone is, like the bone world inverse thing. So you calculate those, you bind the matrix result and the bone result, set both of them in there, and then let it go do its thing. I have all these, like, get the bone world in first or whatever. Oh wait, no, this one I used. This one I had when testing, because I was basically saving them back on the CPU, but then I stopped doing that. And then so that happens in the blend, calls both of them first, then it gets the TS for the blend stuff. So if it's 0, well, if it's blending, it's 0, so it won't matter. The TS won't matter, and it'll all just be animation begin. And then if it's not, calculates what it is. And then once TS, I also have like an update. For this one's update, I have it flip, go back to 0, set all the correct time stuff, and then make like begin, end, and end begin, so that I can go back and forth, right? So you get the output of what we just saw in the process, the local bone transformations, right? And then you put them into the same shader essentially, because you're really just blending between two bones regardless. Do the same thing, both matrix stuff. These are both SSPOs that this blend animation owns. Binds the, oop, that's not yet. Okay, so then you dispatch, wait, get your answer, right? So then you start to use the world transformation for the bones and whatnot. So you find this world compute test, which is where I added all this stuff. I should probably change that name to the world compute, but essentially you go through the bones. Well, no, you don't go through. Sorry. You get the ID. This is just for making sure that it's identity if it's not the right place. And then you go through, you find the correct matrix in the hierarchy table, right? The right index, and that's the parent's index. Using that index, you go into the result local bones in, which is the matrix of, sorry, off the top of my head, which one is which? Yeah, the bones positions. So that would be the resultant matrix from the last one. Then using all that bone stuff, I could probably take all this out and just use the matrix. Just do away with all this stuff. But for time's sake, I did not. Then yeah, you find the correct inverse one, which is something that you bind in here you said earlier. Just have to bind it here. Same with the hierarchy. And then this is the result. Oh no, oopsie. Yeah. Then you head into that. So then after all that stuff's done, let's go to animation manager. Next thing would be the graphics object. What's it called? Light skin. So same kind of deal. Set active, bind array, yada yada. This is all the same. I just ripped this from what we had last quarter with all the light stuff. Or no, sorry, I ripped this from the light stuff. But this has an animation, right? And the animation has the references to those SSBOs. So all I do is just map it so that you can get it in here to this vertex shader. Otherwise everything's the same other than this light and color stuff, which is pretty much, basically the exact same stuff that I took from before. I don't know how long I've been talking, to be quite honest. But, so some stuff. I do have this stuff set up to add the frigate model. I just did not add the spew model stuff, so I was trying to add that right now, but it's was already 4, so I didn't bother. But I do have in the game object, this game object rigid, and then my manager like, so I set for the 2D and the animation right now. Let's see if I have it. Yeah, so you just specify like what type it is, and then it sets it basically as its own, like the root of the what's it called? The root of that portion of the tree. And then from there on out, you know, you just get the root. Like if it doesn't have the root, then you insert it, you know. Or no, it does have the root initially, because at the very beginning I add blank roots to all three of them somewhere. And then what was the other part that I was missing that I should probably... Oh yeah, I mean, my texture or my teddy worked fine with the wireframe stuff. And before I started adding the blending stuff, but somewhere along the way, my animation manager, you know, if I had, then, you know, could have, would have, should have, but if I think, you know, I think the framework is there for it to set up. I don't know. Oh yeah, what's going on? It's already going. Oh, that explains a lot. Yeah, I think the reason it's not has to do with some number, me screwing up some number for the teddy, like instead of hard coding, or instead of using, you know, like a number teddy bones macro or something like that. I tried to hard code and I accidentally put 2 or something like that. I really don't know where it is. But I got the skinning working for it fine, which you can verify in the other video that I sent. But that's probably time. Those are the issues I had. Everything is on the GPU. It's pretty quick, which is dope. Yeah, I really had fun. Thank you for everything, Ed. And it's Gabe signing off.